Hey up, it's that old Yorkshire geek here, and I'm here today with my review of Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 2, Penance. Now, is this a penance for us watching it? Or is it, something else? It's something else, but, whatever. Right, let's get into it. Let's press play. Let's press play and see what happens. I think we've got a previously on Star Trek Picard, and it's showing us all what happened last week and all this stuff. So, anyway, so we're seeing Seven and the raiders that she sorted out on the Lacerane. I don't know why she's got that ship all of a sudden. Anyway, I know what's his face has become captain of the Stargazer, but anyway, this is Picard on his vineyard with the hot Romulan who fancies him, but he don't fancy her. Or he does fancy her, but he's got childhood trauma that's stopping him falling in love with her, even though he's had loads of affairs and relationships through his life. But never mind. Where's Beverly? Meanwhile, murderess who got off because she claimed insanity, but that's just an excuse. And Picard's on the Stargazer, and here's the anomaly, and the Borg ship comes through. And they send the Borg Queen, who doesn't look like the Borg Queen, it just looks like some random cybernetic, no, not even cybernetic, just somebody in a suit with tentacles. Borg Queen, Doc Ock kind of stuff. Hey, and it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off, so if you can hear little clicks, I'm just checking things with my mouse. Where are we there? Blah, blah, blah. Picard, look up. Did she say Picard, look up? If it's pretending to be his mother, she says Jean-Luc, look up, wouldn't she? But anyway, whatever. He wakes up, he's got his big, massive Starfleet badge, and there he is in a black uniform. Is this the mirror universe? There's Q, making himself look old. And it's the road not taken. It's the end of the road not taken. And John Delancey's got big eyes, hasn't he? Have you noticed? I have. Got big eyes. Not that that's a bad thing, but it is what it is. Right, we're at Earth it's the alternative Earth, isn't it? Because whatever Q's done, I don't know if it was Q, but he seems to be claiming responsibility. Anyway, there's the shield that protects Earth. It protects it from enemies, and it's also doing something to the atmosphere to stop the pollution getting through or whatever. And here's Picard and Q, and we get a few member berries, a few Easter eggs. I'm doing quotes. You can't see me. I'm doing quotes. Easter eggs. It says, how yesterday's enterprise of you, Picard. That's breaking the fourth wall using... and it's not the first time they do it, not the last time, they do it. They use episode titles. They do it once more, but not really, but sort of. Oh, that's something I meant to look something up and I forgot, but never mind. We're going now. We're cooking with gas. Anyway, it says, look, he's fed up. Picard, I have enough with your B word, and he's got his big eyes staring at him, and he don't look well, does he, with them eyes? Are that John Delancey's eyes always like that? Or they're just old man's eyes? I don't know. Anyway, they're being very intense with each other, and it gets even more intense in a bit. Because Picard suggests that something's up with Q. He's not well. Is he dying? Can the Q die? He's billions of years old. Or so he claims. Claims to be billions of years old. We don't actually know how old he is. But he can move freely through time and space, can't he? So, don't know. And there's a click, but no flash. Why there's no flash, I don't know. They're outside. He says it's harvest day. And he says, yes, same day, different harvest. Or... whatever, I don't know what that means. Maybe I missed it. By the way, I've got. I'm watching it here, but I've got the sound off. But I've got subtitles. Oh, they're enabled. Oh, never mind. It showed subtitles when I watched it before. Anyway, never mind. Anyway, Q slaps him in a minute. You ready? You ready for this? Because Picard's not having any of it, any of his, shenanigans. He keeps saying, I've had enough of your Q, blah blah. Keeps basically repeats his saying, there we go, bang. Take that, Picard. That didn't take long. That bit of raspberry jam there. Or as Sean Bean and says, raspberry jam back there. He said that in Ronin. But we don't often see Q angry. Does that mean something else is up? Another click and no flash. No flash. And no sound effect either. There's usually, at least if they don't see a flash, there's usually the sound effect into the psh. But anyway. I can't remember what's happening now. Yeah, looking up at the sky, at the shield and stuff, and it's not a pretty sight. Well, it's impressive. There we go. They go inside. Again, a click, no flash. He's got his Romulan slaves. Romulans of, various... Because we found out last thing, there's two sorts of Romulans. There's the Romulans with smooth heads, and there's the Romulans with, lumpy heads like we saw in The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Basically, Berman Trek Romulans, and there's also original series Romulans. And basically, there is slaves. Q says that why use machines and stuff when you can have slaves, and his blood out of his nose has changed. It's gone a bit thinner, a bit of a continuity problem there. So Picard just walks off. He doesn't say take the rest of the day off to him or anything like that. He just accepts that he's a slave owner now. Here we go into his trophy room. What's this brooch that Q's wearing anyway? Does that have any significance? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe it's just for fancy. There's various uniforms. I noticed there were a Discovery Klingon armour there, weren't there? Oh, God. We see some skulls. There we go. Ferengi skull. Who knew Ferengi had bones in their ears? A Borg skull. What else? That's I think that's Sarek's skull. We've got a Klingon skull and a Cardassian skull, which turns out we've got Gul Dukat, we've got General Martok. So they mention all these names, and there we go, saying Gul Dukat, who's the reason that Picard in this timeline has got his synthetic body. So why would he have a synthetic body if history's been changed way back in 2024, which we find out later? Why would he have a synthetic body? So exactly the same thing happened to him in this timeline, did it? No. They put that in just to remind us that Picard's a robot. An android. He's not real. So why is he bleeding out of his bloody nose? Data didn't bleed red, did he? No. I know he's not Data, but he should have had some white stuff come out of his nose. No, because they forgot. They've forgotten he's a robot. And they've remembered in the script here and decided to put it in. Just to remind us, even though they forgot a few minutes earlier. You notice his blood is gone now. He's wiped it away. Forget about it. There's his ship. That's not the Enterprise. It's called, the World Razor or something. It's similar but different. Because his General Jean-Luc Picard is killed countless aliens. As we said, Gul Dukat, General Martok, Sarek. He's killed Sarek on the steps of the Vulcan Science Academy in front of his wife and son. Would that be Spock and Amanda? Don't know. Why would Sarek marry a human in this totalitarian? It's basically like the Mirror universe, isn't it? The Terran Empire, although they call it the Confederacy. Sounds a bit similar to the American Civil War. Let's just admit it. They're saying that this Earth is like basically Trump-verse, isn't it? That's what they're saying. It is. Whether you agree with it or not, I don't agree with it. I'm not a fan of Trump, but that's what modern Hollywood does. They don't like Trump, and they're making this whole series about how Earth has become the Trump-verse, Trump Trek. Anyway, like I say, he's waffling on about how Picard's a bad one. And they've subjugated countless alien species. Did I mention the Ferengi? Bones in their ears. Why have they got bones in their ears? Maybe it helps with Umax, I don't know. But here's the robot. See, he's got to go now for his... Q's vanished, and the robot didn't even know he'd been there. He's got to go for his Eradication Day ceremony, which is a special day where they kill some aliens. Because, you know, it's basically the Mirrorverse. Just give them all goatees and we'll call it the Mirrorverse. I know only Spock had a goatee. And he was a goodie in the Mirrorverse. But it's a trope we all know. Right, what next? What next? I've got to keep talking because, you know, copyright, blah, blah, and all that. I don't like these androids. Yeah, he's a good actor and stuff. He's playing it well, but I don't like their presence, to be honest. It's although here it's okay because this is an alternative. Pardon me, an alternative Earth, isn't it? There we go to the credits now. Here's the credits with all the jingly jangly glass, not jingly jangly, tinkly tinkly glass falling in the vineyard. Yes, there we go. Special guest star John Delancey, and there's the Borg ship. It's a Cylon base star from New Galactica, isn't it? There's a dodecahedron. No, it's not a dodecahedron, is it? It's a something or other. Does it mean anything, that shape? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. There's some DNA. I think let's just put some fancy stuff. Why can't they just have normal credits? Like they used to have in proper Trek, in classic Trek. We had regular credits, maybe with a ship flying by. Or the space station. But no, we've got to have all this fancy, you know, James Bondy style credits these days, haven't we? Is that a black hole? Probably not. Well, it's a wormhole in it, I suppose. Time, the old the sands of time, etc. There's the Borg Queen. More tinkly tinkly glass with paintings on his Picard, robot Picard, like a grumpy old bugger. There we go, Star Trek Picard. I thought they'd changed that text style. I thought the Star Trek part, I thought they'd changed it to, classic, original series font. But not there, it's Discovery font, isn't it? Maybe it's just in the marketing they've changed it. Anyway. Right. Back at the vineyard on a misty morning. That's not France. It's never seen France as that. It's California, isn't it? Probably the San Fernando Valley. RF. Who's RF? I've no idea who RF is. RF. Well, I don't know. RF. His brother was called Robert. What does the F stand for? I don't know. Here he is. He's watching a not propaganda, recruitment things, doing his, Uncle Sam or, thinking that British, who's British ones had it First World War, didn't we? I forgot his name now. Anyway, it's one of them, the best, the safest galaxy is a human galaxy and all that. And here's the android bringing him his coffee, his morning coffee, which Picard doesn't like. I don't know why. Because it's just a certain blend. They don't say that there's anything in it. Just whatever. Maybe it's got something horrible in. I presume it has. What school's that in the background there on the left? I don't know. Anyway, say the android basically says he seems a bit preoccupied, so there's something wrong, and Picard's saying, well, yeah, basically he's asking for stuff, asking for information. The android's giving him it. I think he asked him about Laris, and it says there's never been anybody here called Laris, but there were a Laris that were a Romulan freedom fighter that were. I think he says that she was killed with her husband Jaban years ago. And so let me move on to the next scene. Finish your coffee. You'll get used to it. It's probably an acquired taste. Wish I had subtitles here. I could tell you what were happening, but I haven't got subtitles. Anyway, he's got to go get ready for his Eradication Day ceremony. That might be what he's just told him about there. So we've got to, for some reason, he's got to go to the presidential palace to meet the president, which for some reason is in San Francisco. Why is it in San Francisco? I've no idea. Why isn't it in Washington, D.C. or somewhere else in the world? Could be Paris or London or Rio de Janeiro, Canberra, Sydney, Honolulu, for heaven's sake. That could be anywhere. But no, anyway, so we've got Annika Hansen. It says, good morning, Annika. And we find out she's the president of Earth. But anyway, she's looking damn fine, I've got to admit. Whew, crikey. Sorry, I'm getting a bit hot under the collar, because it's Jerry Ryan, who's gorgeous, and we all know it. An automatic lighting candle, cool. Also, it's not showing that she ain't got she's missing Borg implants. There, we find out now with the holographic mirror. I think it'd just be might just have a regular mirror. Don't take up much room, do they? Holographic mirror. She's no Borg implants, but yet we find out she's still got her mind. She can still calculate things and she's still got a knowledge, but she's just got no Borg nanites inside. She's working that out. Apparently, that's a famous equation. Don't ask me, I don't know. Because I'm no mathematician. Anyway, obviously she's confused. And then we find out that she's the president of Earth. Her husband comes in. This fella comes in, called him the dear. Then we find out she is her husband. God knows why she married him. Maybe it's a like Bill Clinton and Hillary thing. The marriage of convenience. They both have political aspirations, and she's the one that made it to the top. Or he's the power behind the throne, sort of thing. She's getting ready to bash somebody at head, isn't she? But she don't. She restrains herself. He's telling her itinerary for the day. And obviously, she doesn't understand. By the way, we'll get to that in a bit. I was going to talk about the people that have realised that something's wrong with time, but we'll get to it. It's a bit. What's the word? My brain. Anyway, whatever. Right. Right, here's some family photos, holographic photos. Cool. And obviously, this is her office in San Francisco. Don't know why it's there. Cool. Microsoft Glass desk. I know it isn't, but it's along the lines, isn't it? Is it called Glass? I don't know what it's called. Colonel Cristobal Rios. It's Cristobal, isn't it? That's a girl's name. But it don't matter in Star Trek now, does it? We've got women called Michael. That was a sigh, yes. Confederation. Not the Federation, the Confederation. As I said, Trump Trek. That's what they're going for. They'll deny it. They'll say, no, we're just going for a totalitarian Earth. It's not to do with people who are racist, basically, because all these humans on Earth are racist. They all hate aliens, but they love humans, obviously. And all aliens are the enemy, or a slave. Here we go. For some reason, the La Serena and several ships like it are now part of this Earth Starfleet. Don't know why. Why won't they have other Starfleet ships? Don't know. Anyway, the fighting Vulcan rebels, I suppose you'd call them. And we understand that basically Vulcan's been subjugated, and these are like the last of the rebels that they're mopping up. So anyway, obviously he realises something's wrong, because he was on the Stargazer. Seven was on the Stargazer. Picard was on the Stargazer. So you think, fair enough. Stargazer blew up. Something's happened, sent them back in, not back in time, sent them to an alternate universe. But that changes in a bit, and you're thinking, hang on, whatever. She's saying to him, is one of his lieutenants or the captain or whatever, saying, you know, what shall we do next? And he says, well, what are my orders? She says, you know, do this, do that. He says, yeah, okay, do that, because he doesn't know what's going on. But then he gets a message from President Hanson, and he texts that. He's going to do it in a minute. He's going to press his communicator in a moment and talk to Seven. Obviously, she's not Seven of Nine, she's Annika Hansen, because she was never assimilated by the Borg. So if that's the case, how come Picard is still a robot? Don't know. Here we go. Hello, Madam President, or President Hansen, whatever he says. And they have a chat, and you know, it's not like coded ways, so that they eventually find out that you know, they are friends and that something's wrong. And so she orders him back to Earth. Because they've got to see what they can do to sort things out. So as the rest of his squadron or fleet or whatever you want to call it sort out these pesky Vulcan rebels, he comes about and heads back to Earth at warp. But as you can see, you know, they're all a bit confused about what's going on, what's happened to Earth, why has things changed. The last thing they know, they were on the Stargazer, with it counting down to destruction. That'd be confusing as hell for me, but I suppose it's something you get used to. Here we go, look, right. So lets them fly by, and he ends up into warp. Phew, there we go. Yeah, it's okay, they've got that flash, but I still like that delay. They should zip off, and then a few seconds later there should be a flash. Here we go, it's like 9/11 type scenes, stuff's going on. There's Elnor, don't know who she is. People are running, buildings are being blown up. There's more than one, look, it's showing more. There's does it say five? Five get blown up. So one for Romulus, one for Cardassia, one for Kronos. What else is there? I can't remember. And some others. One for Andor, not Cassian Andor, Andoria. And look, she's happy. All these people are dying. I know that it's terrorists and stuff. I know Earth is the baddies, but you don't gloat over suffering. Anyway, getting shot at. Look, the baddie human Earth people are just shooting randomly. They're killing people. But they don't kill him on sight, do they? No, they say, stop there. But then this officer arrives and says, no, I want to talk to him. And we find out that it's Raffi. Oh, she starts shooting her own people, so they start shooting back at her. Or would do if whatever. Them guns look very reminiscent of JJ phasers. No, they're not exactly, but they look similar, don't they? Similar styles. Anyway, yeah, it's Raffi, and I say they recognise each other, you know. But they went on the Stargazer, were they? Elnor went to the Excelsior. Well, Raffi on the Excelsior as well. Well, the Excelsior were there, wasn't it? So maybe all the ships got destroyed. So it's all the crews that were on all those ships, of all of them being sent back. Well, being sent to this alternate timeline. There'd be thousands of them, wouldn't there? 34 ships. There'd be thousands of these people running about saying, what's going on? But no, apparently it's just, you know, the main cast, the ensemble. Anyway, she says, take him in for questioning, you know, I want this one alive. Apparently she's, you know, high ranking in some sort of a secret police sort of thing, you know, she's a, was it Gestapo style organisation. Notice the Starfleet uniforms in the background. They're still reminiscent of not, you know, regular Next Generation uniforms. I can't remember what they're talking about here, but he can tell something's up with her. Because you would, wouldn't you? You'd know. You'd know that something's up. Are we still recording, by the way? Yeah, we're still recording. So I've just got to keep checking. Make sure the stuff hasn't gone wrong. So I'll just shrink this down a bit now. So I can see what's happening. Nate. Not that you know, you can't see, can you? I'm a voice in your head. Anyway, they're waffling on. And she's saying this, that and the other, and he's listening. Obviously he thinks something's up. There's Dr. Girardi. I keep calling her Girardi because everybody does, but it's Girardi, isn't it? But Americans, you know, they say Girardi. But I'm Yorkshire, so I'd just say Girardi. With it be like a little apostrophe where the T should be. What was it? A glockenstop. Anyway, she's made this cat, and I actually found that quite funny. I liked that. I liked that holographic cartoon cat. I thought it was amusing. And I actually do find her quite amusing. She's good at this, like I said, this ditzy sort of motor mouth, you know, just don't know what's happening, so she just starts spouting garbage. Stuff. She's quite good at that. She's a good comedic actress. So, there you go. Still a murderer. The character, not the actress. Anyway, it says, oh, 7, and he says, what you calling a 7 for? And then she makes up some, you know, BS excuse that they were college friends. And surely he'd know if she were a college friend. I mean, she don't even look the same age as Jerry Ryan, does she? But I don't know how old she's supposed to be. But anyway, he says that they're there for the Eradication Day ceremony, and is the subject ready? They're going to, you know, it's the last of an alien species that they're going to eradicate. So he's saying, you know, get this subject out of stasis for them. So she, he's saying, like the cat. He's not saying that, but right. So she's to go and get this alien out of stasis. And luckily, she's got a very user-friendly interface, so she works it out quite quickly. So obviously she doesn't know where she is or what she's supposed to be doing. But there we go. Dr. Girardi. M510. Does that mean anything? M510? I don't know. Sure it does. There were the I can't remember. There was that M computer. Was that an M5 computer? But in the ultimate computer. Anyway, look, it's the Borg Queen, the 25% different Borg Queen, not played by obviously Alice Krieg or the other actress that played her. I can't remember in Voyager. But I think they'd be a bit. It's been a while, hasn't it? I can't remember this actress's name. I've seen it. But it says N. She looks quite good though, I must admit, and she's playing quite a good part. She does seem quite enigmatic. The looks that she gives and stuff. So she's, I think she's plotting. She's got stuff going on in that Borg brain of hers. She's trying to work out the next step. Anyway, she's going on here. She realises that obviously she were on the Stargate. Well, we presume she were on the Stargazer because they said the Queen were on the Stargazer. So if it were fair enough. And she realises that something's gone wrong. She's the last Borg. That, you know, the collective's gone. She says, and time's changed. She realises. She notices that Girardi has just as broken in this universe as she's in all others. And she's trying to work it out. She's recalculating, you know, what's going on. But look, she's got stuff going on behind them eyes. And Seven's explaining stuff about Borg, and he's saying, "How do you know that?" And she goes, "Oh, I've read it somewhere." Anyway, that's it. They've got to try and figure out what's going on. And the Queen gets taken away for the eradication ceremony. It's all like automatic. Oh, here we go. Shuttle arrives. Why did Picard come on the shuttle? Why didn't he just beam there? Don't know. But he's arrived on the shuttle apparently. And he's in his totalitarian uniform. There's lots of banners. Look, reminiscent of the Mirror universe, I think. Not reminiscent, obviously Nazi symbolism in the black, white, and red. Oh, there he sees Raffi. And he couldn't see Elnor there, but he does in a minute. Because Elnor gets pushed to the ground. There we go. Throw him to the ground. Sorry, sir. So he's going to go sort that out. There we go. Elnor's thrown to the ground. These officers, they obviously want to take him for interrogation. But she's saying, no, I'm going to interrogate him. Because he's my prisoner. She says, who gave that order? You don't have jurisdiction. Then General Picard arrives and says, it was my order, blah, 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 waffle, rhubarb. And so they all stand to attention and look. And basically Picard and Raffi and Elnor enter the... wherever this is. I don't actually know where they are. Did they give it a name? It's not Starfleet headquarters or the Confederacy headquarters. I don't know where it is. It just looks like some office building, doesn't it? It doesn't look very 25th century, 25th century now, aren't we? Buck Rogers will be here in a few years. That's Lee Walks. It's 2492, I think, isn't it, when he arrives in the Gil Gerard series. Anyway, look, they've realised that they all know each other. They were on the Stargazer. No, they weren't on the Stargazer, but they're all from the same timeline, and things have gone wrong. And here they go. Here they arrive now. Look, and it's the magistrate. It's called the magistrate. I don't know what he's a magistrate of, but I don't know why they've called him that. Gerard, he calls him the first husband, which was quite amusing. And he's not happy that Raffi's and Picard have brought this alien in front of the president. Because remember, she's the president of Earth. She should have tons of security around her, shouldn't she? Fellas with earpieces and black sunglasses. Should be loads of them knocking about. But it's TV. And he says he's got information that he's got to tell the president in private. I don't know why he won't want the magistrate there. He's top aide as well as a husband, but he agrees. But I think he suspects. He's got that look in his eyes that he suspects something is amiss. So he knows something's going on. Right, so they're all like, "Ooh, crikey, what's going on? I know, it's we're on the Stargazer and it all blew up and blah, 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 blah. What we're going to do then? Something's changed, the Earth's become mad, we're killing aliens, well, humans are. We've got to do something about it." Anyway, it hasn't been so bad so far, has it? How far are we in? We're about halfway. It hasn't been too bad so far. There's been, little niggles and stuff, like Ferengi with bones in their ears, and as I said, there's little niggles. Why would Guldukat give him a synthetic body, etc. But apart from that, it's been okay. Right, where were we? Then. Sorry about that. I know you didn't see any break, but I've just stopped and I put Prime on. So he's talking about Q, is Picard, and that Q is, for some reason, Raffi don't know what he's talking about, but surely Q would be like, everybody would know about Q, it'd be in his logs, and it'd be, Starfleet personnel would be told about Q, but she don't know. So he's saying Q's got a reason for doing what he's doing. So he says, what do we do now? And he's saying, we're not the only ones who recognise that time is broken. So they've got to find the others. As I said, if it were everybody that were in that fleet, there'd be thousands of them
but it's just the ensemble in it. There's about 9 of them. I don't know. I can't remember. I ain't counted them up. But there's a handful of them that they've to the main cast basically, and the Borg Queen. Hey. So she's talking to the Borg Queen, and they're having a nice little chit chat, and the transporter happens, and in comes the group. Picard sees the Borg Queen. He seems to recognise her as the Borg Queen from First Contact, even though she doesn't look much like her, really. And she calls him Locutus. When we get there. Yeah, she recognises him as Locutus. I said Locutus of Borg. She says Locutus. You. So obviously it's not her, is it? You are Locutus. And you are not. Yeah, because he's a robot, isn't he? He's an android. So he'd have no Borg nanoprobes in him. Oh, would he? Hey. Anyway, he's being cross again, saying, what did Q do? Answer the question, what did Q do? And she says a temporal rescission, a single change, and she calculates it back to 2024 Los Angeles, and they've got to find somebody called the Watcher. It's got to be Guinan, hasn't it? It's got to be Guinan. But is it going to be young Guinan, or is it going to be old Guinan? I don't know. Is it going to be... Oh, no, it might not be the Watcher. It might not be Guinan. It could be Soji, couldn't it? But then again, why would she be in 2024 Los Angeles? Because she's an android as well, isn't she? So I don't know. But my first guess was Guinan. Because obviously she's been on Earth in the past. She's been on Earth in the 19th century, hasn't she? So maybe she were on Earth in the 21st century. Anyway, they're on about how to get back, how to travel back in time, and they said they haven't got any means to do it. But Picard says, well, that Kirk's Enterprise did it on more than one occasion by doing a slingshot round the sun, and Jurati says, yeah, but they had Spock to do the calculations. They ain't got Spock. They've got they've got a Borg Queen, but they've also got Annika Hansen, and she's obviously shown us that she's still got a mind, a brain. She can work stuff out. And she was amazing on Voyager at working stuff out, wasn't she? So she could have done the calculations. Shirley. She's not called Shirley. I know. Anyway, look, she's having a bit of a confrontation with the Borg Queen. How did she feel when her people were eradicated? What a pitiful end to the great Borg Empire, she says. But anyway, she basically talks her into helping them. Gonna go back in time, fix the past to save the future. We've heard that before, haven't we, somewhere? In, First Contact, Back to the Future, probably every other time travel thing that's been done. They've got to go to the past to fix the future. That's it, more talky talk. So right. Let's get on with it. Oh, aye, he's arrived in orbit in the La Serena. He tries to beam them up, but it don't happen. I mean, they disappear, but then they rematerialise back in the lab because the shields have gone up. Oh, it seems they were an item, by the way. Didn't realise that. I thought they were just friends, but it seems they were an item. Get that feeling anyway. Yeah, look, they're beaming, but it's not happening. They've just gone straight back because shields have gone up suddenly. Security protocols initiated, palace-wide lockdown, and she says, because of them, she says, no, it was in a brief for the eradication ceremony. Don't know why. Don't know why. Anyway, they've got to find a blind spot in the shield, basically, in the security array, and so that basically they're split up. Girati and oh look, she's going. The Borg Queen's bogging off to be eradicated, and so they're going to leave Girati to work with Rios to try and get a hole in the security so they can beam out. Picard and Seven have to go for the eradication ceremony, and Raffi and Elnor have to go and do something else, which I can't remember what. But they have to go, and people get murdered. Because people always get murdered in New Trek. I don't mention being shot by a phaser, proper murdered, but you'll see. You'll see. I know that's self-defence, but, a bit OTT. Yeah, barbaric. Pardon me. Anyway, Picard finds out that he's got to kill the Borg Queen, because it's his job to do it. Security have arrived to escort them to the ceremony. I don't know what they're. I thought Girati and Rios were sorting out the transporters, but now he's just told them two to go and make a bigger hole, whatever that means. Anyway, as I said, he's suspicious, and here we go. She's coming with a blabbermouth BS. I mean, it's all a load of rubbish, really. But we know it is. He don't believe a word of it, but he says whatever. Whatever. So they'll. She's making out. It was all her idea that they've come down to see the Borg Queen, because the Borg Queen had, threatened that stuff was going to happen, and it was all a big fib. And so yeah, she's doing the blabbermouth stuff, bargaining for her life with the Queen. That's what what she's doing. So there you go. He don't believe it. You can tell he don't believe it. So, but he's still playing along. He's biding his time. Look, biding his time. So anyway, off they go to the eradication ceremony, and this looks rubbish when it shows it. She's going to be sick, isn't she? She's going to hyperventilate a bit. Don't blame her, so would I. Here we go. Oh, that's a big holographic statue, in quotes, of, it says Adam Sung. I don't know who that is. I don't know who Adam Sung is. Obviously a relation to Noonien Sung, isn't there? But here we go. There's very... it looks rubbish. This eradication ceremony is one of the main things, that this Confederacy does every year. They've just got 100 people there. And I know it's for TV and the budget's limited, but you'd have thought it'd have been like an arena, wouldn't you? Like in some stadium. They've had thousands of people gathered round to see this, this execution. But no, they've just got a few people there, chanting and wooing. It just looks a bit cheap, basically, to me. Bit cheap, bit 90s. Bit Babylon 5. I'm sorry, I love Babylon 5, but yeah, it was a bit cheap, wasn't it? And 90s. It was of its time, but I still love it. But this is reminiscent of that. They could have CG'd them into an arena, couldn't they? With some wide shots showing the scale of it. But no, they've just got some people there. Look, in rags. What are they in rags for? The people of Earth, totally subjugated, but they love it. But they love being subjugated. They love their rags. Look, hey, kill, kill, kill. Oh no, Picard, 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 and there he is, look. He loves it, doesn't he? You can tell, deep down. Anyway, the Borg Queen's going to arrive in a minute. Meanwhile, Jurati and Rios are still trying to work out this beaming thing. She's using her communicator for something, I don't know. I don't know why. To access the communication systems. I don't know. She's hacking basically, isn't she? That's what she's doing. Anyway, so doing presidential speech stuff. Any species who dare defy the Confederacy, we'll get what's coming to them. And all. So Picard takes his position. Don't know how he knows what position to take, because they've never done this before, have they? They're just winging it basically, but they're doing a good job. But the crowd get restless in a minute because you'll see. Now here it comes. Why do they do it like this? Why didn't they just beam her in? Is it just all for show? Could be. Could just be for show. There she is. Why has she got arms? She has got arms, hasn't she? The Borg Queen in First Contact were basically just head and shoulders with the spinal columns sticking out of bottom that were dropped into a synthetic body, wasn't it? A robotic body. But she's got arms, look. And no legs. Maybe they thought she'd run away if they give her legs. Anyway, they're still working this out. She's doing her best. But they're running out of time. He's saying, well, there must be something you can do. And she's saying, yeah, I don't know, transport a window, blah, blah, blah. Technobabble, which is fine. Can't have Star Trek without a bit of technobabble. Right, they've gone into this, some sort of security area, isn't it? I don't know what. This Romulan's just confessed to uploading the virus. Oh, no, she's got to find it and all that. So she goes and does the stuff. They beat him up for a while, because humans are baddies. Have you noticed the white humans? I'm not saying all, but so they're doing the beating. But there's humans of all creeds and colours, baying for the Borg Queen's life. And yes, obviously Seven and Picard are stalling, I suppose, doing as slow as they can, putting it off. Hey, blood, the crowd's chanting for blood. Look there, all 50 of them, if that. Should be in a steel killing. Look, he loves it, look. He's thinking he's treading the boards at Stratford-on-Avon. His Royal Shakespeare Company thing. That's what he's doing. He can't help it, said Patrick. Like last season when he did his stupid French accent. He can't help himself. You're French already, mate. You don't need to put on a French accent. Anyway, he's got his phaser out. It looks, well, I don't know what it looks like. It doesn't look like a phaser. It looks more like just a pistol, doesn't it? Anyway, he's aiming. And he aims for a long time. I don't know what he's waiting for. But they're waffling on. When she's supposed to be, she's working. Eleanor's getting beaten up. Right, shields are down. Right. Shields are down. So she says, Eleanor, they're yours. So he murders them. They're just knocking them out, It's supposed to be Starfleet as well, don't forget. And Starfleet comm badges are now weapons. Cut somebody's throat. One's got stabbed. I think he gets his throat. Somebody else gets a throat cut as well. We see she's got shot. I think he slashes probably his throat. Murder. Could have just disabled them, couldn't he? Because he's supposed to be Starfleet now, isn't he? So he'd have thought he'd have just knocked him out. But no. Murder. Maybe he's still got that Romulan fire in him. even though he was part of that sisterhood, wasn't he? That we're more like Vulcans than Romulans, weren't they? Really, but anyway, they're almost there. Nearly time for beaming. Crowd's getting restless. They think, what are you waiting for? Come on, then, shoot her. What are you doing? See, he knows something's up. So Picard starts shooting the guards. Is he stunning them? Don't know. It's more pew pews. Where's the beams? Missing phaser beams. Come on, Gerati. There, she's done it. There we go. Beam, beam, beam. Obviously, the coordinates were all automatically set. Doing it all separately. Why didn't it all happen at the same time? Don't know. Anyway, they're beamed up to the La Serena, and Gerati pushes the Borg Queen to near the warp core. I think that's a warp core at back. She's going to plug her into the ship. I don't know why she needs to plug her into the ship. Spock wasn't plugged into the Enterprise or the Klingon Bird of Prey, was he? He wasn't plugged in to do his calculations, but they've got to plug her in for some reason, which I think we'll come to see why in the next episode, because we've nearly done here. And there we go. She wheels it back. Look, there's stuff going on there. There's stuff. Could Gerati end up getting assimilated? I think she might, I think some assimilation tubules will go into her in next episode, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see. And he don't like. What are you going to do? You're not plugging her into my ship. It's not your ship, though, is it? Looks like your ship. But it's not, because it's an alternative history. Right, fleet's after them. Fleet deployed. Whatever that means. Means they're onto them. So here we go. Oh, look. Plug and play. That's what it is. Ooh, look, I'm getting all this power. So basically, she's now assimilating the La Serena, isn't she? Basically. That's what it boils down to. Borg nanoprobes should be flooding down that pipe into the ship, taking it over. Lights should be turning green. Because that warp core should turn green. Proper Borg green. But I bet it don't. Because, they won't have thought of that. Right. Oh, look, Elnor's being shot. But he's not dead, don't worry. Don't worry. Good job, what's set to vaporise, isn't it? He's just shot in the shoulder. There we go. Back up. Elnor grunting, it said. Oh. So is it like a disruptor? Because disruptor wounds are supposed to be painful and horrible, aren't they? So they've got disruptors and not phasers in this alternate history. Anyway, he's calling Jean-Luc Picard a traitor, saying that his head should be in his trophy room, killed while rescuing the Borg. And I think that's it. Yep, that's the end. That's the end of that episode. So, anyway, we get to find out. I can't remember the name of the actress that plays the Borg. There, Annie Wershing plays the Borg Queen. Oh, that Patton Oswalt as that cat. Anyway, where's my mouse? There it is. So we'll get out of that. Right, so there we go. That was the end of that episode. It was okay. I didn't hate it again, but there were little stuff. It's not Star Trek, is it? It ain't. It's got the Star Trek characters in, and there's lots of member berries, names. Even General Sisko's name popped up earlier on. But thankfully, we didn't see him. So there's lots of member berries. Stuff to remind us of proper Star Trek, but it's not really Star Trek. But I'm not hating it though. I'm enjoying it as a sci-fi series with some faces that we recognise, which is okay, but they're not really those people that we know. That's how I'm viewing it. So, but I'm not really thinking of it as Star Trek. Not really. But as I said, I'm not I'm not despising it in the same way that I despise Star Trek Voyager. That is just horrible. This ain't horrible. It's an alternative. It's an alternative to Star Trek in the way that The Orville is an alternative to Star Trek. But it's not really Trek. But it's similar enough to make us want more. I want to see what happens next. I think Jurati will end up somehow. She'll end up becoming assimilated, or partly assimilated. I think something like that will happen. And I think the Borg Queen, she should really start assimilating that ship and overriding the Confederations. The Confederation took control of the ship basically, and she'll override that with the Borg technology, and then they'll go off. And I don't know what happened to the magistrate and his two guards. I don't know what will happen with them. Will they go with them? Will they, or will they kill them, or will they just beam them off the ship? I don't know. We'll have to wait till next week. Anyway, so we'll leave it there. Didn't hate the episode. Had some member berries. It's not really Star Trek. It's nice to see Q. Something's up with Q. Don't know what's up with him. Is he dying? Don't know. Can the Q die? Don't know. Will we see Guinan in Los Angeles? When will they get to Los Angeles? We're on episode 2. We haven't even gone back in time yet. How many episodes is there going to be in this series? Is it 8 or 10 or what? I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, so we'll leave it there. So until next Friday, we'll have another review of episode 3. I don't know what it's called. And until then, I'll say thee.